We are starting day number 4 of our Virgin Voyage on the Resilient Lady, and we have docked in Bodrum, Turkey. This will be a first time for us in Turkey, and we're doing an excursion. Aubrey, tell us about the excursion.
So this excursion takes us to Ephesus, which is the city where Paul was writing the letters of Ephesians to in the Bible. Also close by, it's the house of the Virgin Mary. The reason this was identified as the house of the Virgin Mary is because someone had a vision describing the house, and then they discovered the ruins of a house here that matched the description, and then they have reconstructed it, and it's now a shrine to Mary. They have nuns and monks that live here, and a lot of people come here to pray and light a candle. So it's a very holy site for Christians. You aren't allowed to film or take pictures inside the house, just outside. And it's a relatively small kind of complex. So we're only spending about 20 minutes here. There's a lot of shade, which is nice because we rode the bus for about 2.5 hours to get here, and we had one stop about an hour in, but the air conditioning on the bus is not very good. Of course, we're hot.
Yes.
And we had to wake up early. So anyway, we will continue to bring you along on our journey today. We are gonna go hop back on the bus and go over to Ephesus, and we have about an hour tour over there.
So when we got off the bus this morning at the House of the Virgin Mary, they gave us these little clay pots. And I guess they're meant to fill them up with water from the spring from the House of the Virgin Mary, which is kind of silly because if it's over like 3 ounces, you can't even really bring it back. So yeah, but then you're just gonna have like a clay pot with water in your bag. I just find that silly. Along the wall next to the springs is a wall full of letters or prayers that people do, which I believe is similar to what you might see in Jerusalem by the Temple Mount. Turkey is a country we've never been to. It's a new language, so I guess the word for man is bey. I am bey. Aubrey, I learned a new word in Turkish.
Okay.
So do you know what the word for man is?
No, but I know woman is like bayan.
So man is bey. So I am bey. I'm your bey.
Is it B-A-Y?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like bay and bayan.
So
Or by and bayan.
I'm bey.
You are bae. Hi, welcome to the desert.
There is no relief from the sun here,
There's the occasional olive tree.
but it is
You can duck underneath.
the
This
the
is like
Mario
Pompeii.
level where the sun is attacking and trying to kill you.
Yeah.
That's the level of the sun right now.
I would definitely recommend if you have like a cooling towel or a neck fan or something to bring that. And I mean, these are coming from people that live in Florida and go to theme parks all the time. Very, very hot.
The thing that's scary about walking over here is how slippery it is. So the heat here is no joke because it made the camera overheat and turn off. And we had to wait in order for it to cool down in order to start filming. The hard thing with this excursion that Aubrey and I are seeing is that it's almost like we're running through this site, and this is supposed to be like, I guess this is what we wanted most of this to be. And this place is incredible, and to only spend an hour here is really a shame. It's terrifying. Complete marble. I think that's why it's so hot, is that
It reflects.
it reflects the sun. Look. Down there. This is incredible. It's been so many people like slipping and sliding. So it's important to have good traction on your shoes, which is why I chose Chaco's, not sponsored yet. Because if you just have sandals, you're gonna slide everywhere. I can't get over how monstrous this place is. Because we've been to places like, obviously, the Acropolis in Athens. We've been to Corinth before. I've been to the Colosseum, but like, this is the most intact thing
like
I've ever seen.
There's also these terrifyingly large ants running around everywhere. I'm like, are we in Indiana Jones?
I think we're in Kenya again.
So we're about to go to the Library of Tarsus, which is the facade that we're about to see. And he was saying that they had to put it back together, and it took them 125 years to find the matching pieces to put the facade back together. And there's some statues down there that he said are replicas because the real ones are in Austria. This facade is beautiful. Something I think that's different about this ancient site compared to other sites that we've seen is how many different colors and patterns of marble there are. Because a lot of times you go see stuff and it's like just one type of stone, you know?
Right.
But this was obviously an extremely ornate city, and it was once the capital of this area. The ocean used to come right up to the city, and of course it has retracted now. I have no idea where they are anymore. I can't even hear him anymore. I'm out of range. And these must just all be pieces that they have found that they don't know where they go. He said they started excavating here in like it was the 1800s, so it's been more than 100 years that they've been excavating and putting pieces back together.
I said to Aubrey when the camera was off that the only other city that we have seen that has been this intact is probably Pompeii, and this is more elaborate than Pompeii was.
Yeah, it's totally different.
It's important to stay hydrated because it's so hot. I mean, the camera has overheated 3 times at this point. Never have had the camera overheat, just to show how serious this weather is. And also, if you're somebody that wants to take their time in Ephesus, this tour goes too fast. We're like running to catch up.
I don't even know where the tour group is. Like, I don't know. Yeah, we're barely having any time to appreciate anything. So that's why we've hung behind. And I'm like, I don't know where anybody.
They can't leave us.
I hope not. Hopefully the tour guide's counting.
Maybe that's the difference between the private excursion versus this group one. And if that's the case, I would have paid the extra $100 for the private.
Yeah. Also, there's another port. I don't remember what the name of the port is that we came into, but it's, 2.5 hours away from here. There's another port that's only about 30 minutes. So I would say if you want to see Ephesus, to do a cruise that goes to that other port that's closer, because I'm sure you get to spend more time here.
It's just not enough time.
Yeah, it's not. It's really not. Brian, what have you found?
On some AC.
Glorious time.
I want to clarify that there's a lot of information on this tour, but this is not enough time to experience the site, the culture, or anything. It's just a little taste, and it makes us want to come back. Mm-hmm. I also want to say that our tour guide has a lot of information too.
Yeah, he said himself, he was like, this tour is just too quick. He's like, I wish we had more time. Because yeah, he's a great guide.
Lots of information.
He subscribed, hello.
Does this exit into the gift shop? Is this Disney?
Of course, you always exit through the gift shop. The gift shop of all of Turkey.
Please come closer. Dear guests, as you know, silk is invented in China first, thousands of years ago. That's why the world-famous Silk Road, which starts from China to Turkey to European countries. And when you look at the photographs, you can see what kind of process is going to a cocoon. If you look at the first picture, there are moths, male and female. As a result, for a while, of course, they have babies, eggs, which leaves approximately 350, 400 eggs at once. But they are not like this, actually. They are extremely small, like black pepper, so tiny. When the spring comes, egg becomes caterpillar. At the beginning, they are very small, about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters. But by feeding slim mulberry leaves, mostly white mulberry in Turkey, they grow up and become silkworm, about this big. So from this size to that big, they eat that up in short periods. After that, they start to make the cocoons around themselves on the brushes. You guess when the cocoons are completed like this one, this is an every size of a cocoon, okay? When the cocoons are completed, we shock them by using hot steam in a special room. We have to make this process, otherwise, as you see on this picture, it will touch edge of the cocoon by making small hole, so it can fly like a butterfly. This reaction is not good for us, otherwise we cannot obtain the continuous fibers. That's why we have the shotgun. When you look at the boiler, it is full with hot water, normally 65 degrees Celsius, and full with cocoons. We boil them at least 2 hours to make softer. After that, she bits the cocoons by using this special circular high technology brush, and she catches the beginning part of the fibers. Please pay your attention. There you go. Maybe in dark background you see better now. She catched at least, let's say, 50 fibers, but we don't use these parts because it is rough and thick. This is very important, beginning and the end. The final part of the cocoon we don't use. The best, thinnest, and the strongest part, which is coming from the middle part of the cocoon. That's why she separates first couple of meters, then we send them to the textile factories. Now I'm going to show you rough part and the best part. Hızlı. Okay, so this is second or the third quality silk that we don't use. We cannot use this part. As you see, approximately 50 fibers. They come from about 50 cocoons, and please have a look at this one. To one thin silk thread. Oops. This is pure silk. This is the purest silk, which is strong enough and flexible. Flexible means, as you know, durable, strong. After that, she passes the fibers. She passes the fibers through the hole, over the pulley, and stretch around the main wheel. Then she starts to twist the main wheel by using her foot. There's a pedaling system here. Please do not worry. One cocoon gives like this, more than 1.5 miles distance. And all of this process takes approximately 45 days. 45 days still, yes. From beginning till right now, yes, we need about 1.5 months. Silk is really very strong material. Silk is the one of the strongest, natural, and sharpest material. Maybe you heard before, maybe your guide mentioned before in Ephesus, I don't know. Silk was used to cut the marbles or stones in ancient times. Silk is that much strong material. Silk is still used in eye operations because of the thickness. Silk is still used to make parachute because of the durability. I hope it was a little bit different and interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. If you don't mind, let me take you to our demonstration room. This is a wool-on-wool carpet, very similar one that is seen outside on the loom. And this is a wool-on-cotton carpet. Now, there are 2 rugs on the floor, 2 of them are... Okay, because when you look at the reverse side of the carpets, you are going to see small squares. So every small square represents one double lump. What is this? Now, I hope you understand what I'm saying. Because to be able to create these details, this intricate design, we have only one chance in the world, which is silk. Because silk is the finest material. First at the beginning, we were producing for hotel lobbies, for heavy traffic area.
You could have that for the low price of that silk rug.
Oh, I have all kinds of fibers in my tea now.
After we went to Ephesus and left, we were taken to our lunch place, which is called the Turkmen Carpet. And basically, they sell carpets and show you like the showroom of how they create the silk carpets. Kind of like when we were in Peru and they were like showing the demonstrations of the alpaca furs and scarves and cottons. Wool, alpaca wool, but came out with like lots of food. They decided to liquor everybody up. And it was almost like it was a timeshare presentation, but it was enjoyable to see all the artistry of that.
Yeah, and it's not just silk, it's also wool and cotton, but they showed us how they spin the silk. It was overwhelming how many different rugs and patterns and colors in it. Anyway, we walked away with a pillowcase.
Well, because we didn't want to buy something that was the price of a car.
No, but they do have things in all prices. So I knew that I wanted to buy something small, and that's what we did.
And it's part of the culture to barter, so don't be afraid to barter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Don't buy something that's the price of a car.
Yeah. Are you ready to be
Scarlet Night.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, they changed the lights of the cruise.
Good evening. We are at Extra Virgin on Virgin Voyages. And we have ordered lots and lots of food. We're gonna have some pasta. We're gonna have vino. We've already had bread and olive oil.
This is their Italian restaurant.
Yes, this is the Italian restaurant. And another one that we were not gonna eat at, but then it happened that we needed a dinner reservation tonight anyway, so we came here.
Hopefully it's in our best favor.
I think it's gonna be delicious. The bread was really good. I don't know what it is about these restaurants. The food is really good. And I don't know if it's because it's very salty and we're always low on electrolytes at the end of the day. But I think it's just actually really good food. I've been very impressed. For the appetizers, we got the crispy artichoke. We got the salad, which was like kind of a deconstructed Caesar. It was like a Caesar dressing, but then it had Parmesan crisps, a soft-boiled egg in the middle, and then some fried anchovies or sardines. I can't remember which one. Oh, we had
calamari.
The calamari, and then we had the like charcuterie meat and cheese board. And then for our mains, we each got a pasta and a meat. So Brian got the New York strip and their squid ink pasta, and I got their sea bass and the carbonara pasta, and they were delicious. I was worried the sea bass might be a little dry because it was very thin, but it was still good. It was very tender and was not dry. So the crispy potatoes that came with my sea bass, they were really good. For dessert here, they have a choice of a chocolate olive oil cake, a ricotta bomboloni, which is a cheese and blackcurrant compote, mascarpone cheese and blackcurrant compote. Also, chestnut castagnacho, which is whipped ricotta, apples, and candied pine nuts. And then they have an affogato bar. So they roll out this cart and they prepare you an affogato to order tableside. So that's what I'm gonna get for dessert. Thank you. Now, I will say the magic was slightly broken because she had a percolator, like a Bialetti percolator coffee maker thing on the tray, but she looked in it and saw that she was out of coffee and then pulled a carafe from underneath and refilled the percolator. So, not 100% sure this is actually espresso, but let's see. It's got enough coffee flavor for me, so that's good. I think that was the whiskey vanilla. Oh, these sliced almonds are good. It's pretty light, so it's a nice after dinner dessert. It's Scarlet Night.
Cool.
You ready? Should I do it yet?
Are
No.
you ready for that?
Oh no.
And that pictures of me with long hair, get rid of it.
The Cabernet Sauvignon.